Hi everyone, my name is Troy Dreyer. I'm the Senior Associate Editor for StreamingMedia.com, and I'm joined today here at the red carpet at Streaming Media East with Ed Lee, Vice President Content Acquisition. Ed, thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
So you're going to be on a panel later today on Internet television. It's called Internet Television, It's Broken Already.
Correct.
That's a pretty pessimistic title. Is streaming television broken?
No, I don't think so. I think the industry is just getting off the ground, and I think we've got a long way to go, but I certainly think it's far from broken.
There's so many choices in online streaming content already, and so much that I want to see. I don't know how I'm going to keep in touch, keep aware of new things coming out and new things, new episodes coming out. How can people stay up to date on all the great programming coming online?
So it's a great question. I think one of the ways that people can stay up to date, obviously, is staying in touch with the device that they're using. Lots of different devices today do wonderful jobs in terms of offering different ways to be able to promote and discover new content. So I think as the consumer, as long as you stay interactive with the UI of the devices, and as long as you are connected with what's happening in the industry in terms of your favorite content, I think there should be multiple different ways that people can find access to new content on a regular basis.
And you're a content specialist.
Right.
Who's doing a great job creating content for the streaming?
Who's doing a great job? Well, there are an awful lot of content partners out there today. You have all the established content partners who are starting to get into the streaming media space much more aggressively than they were a couple of years ago. So we're seeing sort of across the board from the incumbents, from the standard content partners who are doing a very nice job, and then there are obviously all the upstarts out there who have been doing it for quite some time and are now getting larger audiences and getting better traction in the marketplace. So it's hard to pin down just one content partner who's doing a fantastic job. I think the industry as a whole is starting to grow. I think there's a groundswell of interest in delivering content over IP, and I think we'll continue to see a lot more content become available.
I wouldn't want to single out just one, but toss out a few who you think are really hitting it out of the park and creating content.
Well, I think in terms of being able to offer services over the top, we have all the major sports leagues online through Roku, so I think all the sports leagues are doing a terrific job in terms of offering their content over broadband. Netflix is obviously doing a terrific job, and we are a key partner with them. Amazon's video on demand service and their Prime subscription service do quite well. Hulu is doing really interesting things in terms of creating new content. Netflix, obviously, who I just mentioned, doing some interesting things in terms of content creation. So, like I said, we're starting to see a swell in new content coming on board, but I think those are some of the keys that are starting to really lead to that.
And what are your favorite online programs? What do you like to tune into?
Well, it's hard. I have two little boys at home, so it's hard for me to spend an awful lot of time watching content at my leisure. But I spend a lot of time watching sports, news. I spend a lot of time with Wall Street Journal Live channel. That's a particularly good one. That's a new news service that is on lots of different platforms today, and I spend a lot of time watching news.
For a little while, the industry was concerned with the cord cutters and the cord shavers, and now it seems like the bigger threat to the pay TV industry is the cord nevers. The college kids who never had a pay service, don't want one, don't see the point. Is that a threat to pay TV?
Yeah, I think it's a threat. I think since they've never really had a subscription, they've never grown up with a subscription. I think they are trying to identify what the value is of that. And so I think it's I think every generation poses a potential threat. But I think we've seen time and time again that there have been some statistics out there that talk about cord shaving and cord cutters, and I think it's still to be determined exactly what's going to happen down the road. But I think there's a large percentage of customers out there, the pay TV service providers, need to do a terrific job in terms of how to embrace them and how to offer them content that may not be offered through the traditional subscription model.
What can the pay TV companies learn from the streaming content companies?
I think one of the things they could probably learn is sort of how to offer content in a very specific way to consumers. So today, obviously, through the pay TV providers, you need to pay for a subscription that offers you a set of channels. I think there's been some feedback that customers would prefer more of an a la carte model. Business models today just don't support that in the traditional sense of the word. And so I think with streaming boxes like Roku's and like other ones out there, I think consumers now have the option and the ability to be able to pick particular pieces of content that they want that are available through those devices. And so I think that becomes a very interesting opportunity.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for joining me. That's all from the red carpet.